Recently, Afghanistan has once again come into the limelight with the hijacked plane affair. The conclusion which most people are taking from this affair is that it seems that the Afghan people are tired of the tyranny of the rulers, etc., and they want to flee the country. Is this, in Huzoor's opinion, a continuation of Allah's punishment to these people following the martyrdom of Shahebzada Abdul Lateef?
I am not a shadow of doubt about it. Shahebzada Abdul Lateef Sahib Shaheed, before his Shahadat, when he was martyred, he had warned the people that many calamities are going to follow, and my blood is very dear to God. So some of his prophecies about the calamities got fulfilled the same night in a strange way. And then people started talking that perhaps there is much to follow in future as well. The prophecy which he had made, one of the prophecies which he had made was that tonight, after my death, you will see something strange and different, as a sign of anger of God. So it was a time of year when there were no dust storms or anything. It has always been quiet during that period. But while he was stoned to death, people suddenly saw a yellow storm, arising on the horizon. It was a strange phenomenon. Never had people witnessed this thing. And when that storm hit, it devastated many inhabited places and buildings, etc. So at that same time, people started talking that we have done something wrong, because this man is right. And this I have taken from an engineer, British engineer, book. क्या नाम है उसका? Under the Absolute Amir. Under the Absolute Amir. He was witnessing this, and this is what he has written. That never before such a storm of dust and wind had been witnessed during this month at all. It was absolutely quiet month. Throughout the history of Afghanistan, this was not known. So then many other calamities broke out, like और क्या था? Similarly, cholera is one. A cholera broke out. It was so severe that perhaps 1/3 or more of the population of Kabul was wiped out because of cholera. And that cholera epidemic was very painful. So the governor of Kabul, who was mainly instrumental for having Shahebzada Sahib martyred, and he was a leader of the mullahs. He used to keep them in their hands like the political leaders sometimes do. He was madly in love with his wife, who was much younger than he was. So he closed all the gates of governor's house and said no edible thing should be allowed to enter. So everything was stopped from outside, and whatever they had of the edible things in the what is castle, that was being used, and nothing from the outside was imported in. Yet his wife fell ill and got cholera. And it was so painful cholera that it was a torture to watch his beloved one suffering so much, and then she died. That turned him mad. After that Amir was never seen outside. They had gone boko and completely mad. So these are things which are officially told by this engineer under the absolute Amir, and he has no reason to tell lies about the things. So I think this is a continuation. Whenever things change in Afghanistan and people say, now it's getting better, I always tell them, no, you just wait and see. Something else will happen now. So this seesaw of atrocities is continuing from both sides, and Afghans are suffering. Recently I read a report that 5,000 widow Afghan ladies have been given asylum in America. So they must have belonged to the opposite group of these mad Amir al-Mu'mineen, etc., Taliban of Afghanistan. Otherwise, America would not have given them this asylum. So these things are signs from Allah that God is angry with that land. Hazrat Muslim also wrote the same thing. Oh, کیا لکھا الفاظ ہے؟
تو خدا کی نظروں سے گر گئی ہے افغانستان کی سرزمین. تو خدا کی نظروں سے.
Oh land of Afghanistan, you have fallen in the eyes of God, and you will suffer from what you have done. So this is exactly the same prophecy being fulfilled.